Hey guys, it's Chris Eubanks here at the Nottingham Challenger. Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions, and I'm going to take the time out to answer a few of them right now. One, two, three, four. Hey Chris, big fan. I've heard you got a pretty good serve. Got any tips for us? Biggest step I could say, I think it would probably be three things. Consistent ball toss, good knee bend, and just exploding off the ground and finding your contact point. I think it differs for everybody, and everyone has to find a service motion that they're comfortable with, but if you can continue to do it consistently, I think you'll find yourself having a pretty good serve. Hey Chris, why did you decide to go to Georgia Tech instead of turning pro? Well, coming out of juniors, turning pro before college wasn't really an option. I knew that college would be a good stepping stool for me to go on to play professional tennis later on, and I think I used the resources in Georgia Tech with the coaching and the athletics department and everything at my disposal pretty well, and I think it's prepared me to hopefully go on and have a pretty good, successful professional career. Who is your tennis idol? It differs. Growing up, I was huge guy I looked up to was Arthur Ashe. Just being first African American to win the U.S. Open in 1968, the very first U.S. Open in which tennis was open to amateurs and professionals. I thought that was a pretty big stepping stool. And then since I've gone on to other guys. Roger Federer, I think, is probably every kid's idol. Growing up, you're either a Roger or Rafa guy. I turned out on the Roger side. Other guys, other Americans that I look up to, be guys like James Blake, a guy who I've seen go up to 4 in the world. Also had a similar track as I. Went to college, left college early, and decided to go on pro, and had a very good, successful professional career. How are you finding playing on grass? Have you had much experience with this surface? This is actually my first time on real grass. I played last year. I got a chance to play on old school grass at the Newport 250 qualies, but coming across the pond, coming over to England to play on real authentic grass, it's been exciting. I've been loving it. I think my game style suits the grass pretty well, and I'm just looking forward to hopefully keep putting some wins together. Have you eaten anything good in the UK? I tend to be a creature of habit on the road. I don't really branch out that much. I think the most extravagant thing I've done since I've been here was going to a Thai restaurant with a few other players. So I think that's probably what I could say was pretty good. Had a half chicken and rice, and kept it pretty simple, and yeah, I enjoyed it. What song do you walk on court listening to? That's easy. Motivate by J. Cole. J. Cole's my favorite rapper. He's been my favorite rapper for years, and he just dropped a new album, KOD. I think it's a masterpiece. So that's a pretty good song to kind of get you going right before you're walking on court to play, and yeah, that's the song that I'm listening to right now. All right, thanks guys for sending in the questions. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to kind of pick my brain, and I want to thank you guys for all the support, and hopefully you can continue to follow me on the ATP Challenger and ATP World Tour.